Hello again. Right, hopefully you can hear me. There's a bit of wind blowing into the camera, so I'll point it a bit away from it for now. Right, we've done the digging up of one of the tyre stacks in the previous video. Now, I just wanted to show you how the maize or mealie crop is coming along. Surprisingly, I have grown some corn on here. I need to actually undo the strings cutting into them where I tied them to these bits of wood because the wind was breaking my maize plants. But yeah, they're coming along. I don't know whether they're going to be ready before the end of the season. There's two on this one. Needs a little bit more support, that one, I think. They've been hammered by the wind, these. They're really falling over there. Someone walking past with their dog, which is going into attack mode now. It's quite a noisy road, this. I was going to do this video a bit earlier for that reason, but I had a whole heap of sifted soil here that I've now moved to this side of the garden. As you can see, I've built these wooden barriers here because I want to build up the beds so they're a bit higher up, and then I know what's in the soil. I can get some decent soil in there for the next season once this crop comes out, and have raised beds because they reckon that works better. Crops are not so susceptible to frost and just easier to manage overall, and you know that you've got that nice depth for the roots to grow down. There's no clay or rocks or stones or whatever underneath. I'm gonna just select one of these mealies or maize, whatever you want to call it. People have different names for them. I'll just give you a view from this side. This one plant, I tried to tie it up with a splint and the wind just took it out once again. So yeah, I'm gonna just pull one off here, harvest one of them so that you can see. I'm just curious to see whether it's yellow or white maize. It said white maize when I bought the seeds online. So let's have a look and see what we've got. This is more like baby corn at this stage. There's probably about a dozen or so of them on there. They didn't do too well, but the soil, I hadn't prepared it, so I didn't expect them to do that well. I didn't have time as I started a bit late in the season. Next year I'll try and start a bit earlier. Hopefully we'll get another good summer. So let's see what we've got in here. It is white. Fantastic. That is hard to come by around here. You do not get white corn. It's pretty much underdeveloped, but you can still eat it like that. But yeah, this is what we call mealies, which is the white maize, which is preferred in a lot of countries to the yellow stuff. The yellow stuff is used primarily as feed for livestock. So yeah, I'm pleased about that. They actually did sell me the right seeds. I was wondering about that, whether they're going to turn out white or yellow. So I'll have a bit of a taste of that. That is sweet and fresh. Beautiful. You can't get any better than that. Fresh out of the garden. It's quite soft in the center, so you can just eat it like that. Crunchy, sweet. That is nice. So now I know to try and leave them in there for as long as I can. Hopefully I'll get a bit bigger and we'll get something out of it. So I've been struggling with this lot. Hopefully once I get the wooden barriers up on the other side, it will help to block out the wind a little bit. Although if the crops are higher up, I suppose the wind's going to hit them more. I have to try and think of a plan about blocking out the wind. We'll just move along. The butternut, they didn't do too well, but I didn't have space to plant them out. That's all from one butternut. I put seeds in there. I gave some to someone else and they grew them on the allotment and they have got fruit out of it. Mine haven't had any fruit. Leaves haven't grown very big. A bit disappointed, but could be to do with the fact that I used stuff from the composter that had food waste in it, too much organic material, too much bacteria. It's a learning curve. I just thought I'll try it. Green beans. There's still beans coming on. Still got more beans there, but they're taking a bit of a hammering from the insects now. Should still get 1 or 2 meals out of that. I shall pick some a bit later today maybe. I was thinking of doing a poiki course, which is a South African dish in a 3-legged cast iron pot. I may do a separate video on that. Just looking for a bean to pick as an example. There we go, those are the French dwarf beans. Nice and fresh. We've had probably about 10 lots out of that. The ones on this patch haven't done as well. Too much clay in the soil, as I explained previously. That's why I dug this trench, to try and drain some of the water. I also need to raise this up for next year. I don't know if I'm going to have enough soil. So anyway, that was a bit of an update on the garden. Speedy is still looking after my beans, keeping all the monsters away from it. I'm going to have to empty out my water container. Sounds like there's a race going on the road out there now. Some other person with a knackered exhaust. Yeah, I'm going to have to empty that out before we get frost, otherwise that's going to freeze up and it's going to crack that container. Bit of drizzle coming down now, so much for the dry weather today. Yeah, this end of the garden still a lot to do, but with the wet weather it's not been easy to get things done and to have the energy to do it, of course, as well. So for next season, I guess there's all that to sift out, tire wall to build across here, and all these wooden barriers I need to do. I'm just using old pallets for that. Anyway, hope that you enjoyed this update on the garden and that you found it of some interest. I definitely recommend to try it anyway. It gets you out of the house for a bit in the summer. I'm going to end off now and I'll maybe do an update when I harvest the rest of my mealies or maize, for those that are not familiar with the term mealies, and then let you see what comes of that, and I'll give you an update on the other potato stack once I've dug that out. If I get some energy, I'll dig that. In fact, I'll maybe do that next if it doesn't rain too much. It's just a light shower by the looks of it. So anyway, until the next video, I hope that you all stay safe out there and keep well, and hope that you enjoy the video. Thanks for watching, and bye bye for now.